Hello everyone and welcome to this week's reviews. Well, it looks like we're nearing the end of the summer movie season, and what better way to finish it than with dirty puppets. Brian Henson plays around with sorta Muppets in this murder mystery, The Happytime Murders. This is one of those movies that's unapologetically crude and vulgar, so I'm going to say right off the bat that it won't be to everyone's taste. With that said, I thought this was really funny. Story-wise, it follows a lot of the normal beats of the detective buddy movie, but the plot is more of an excuse for us to see those puppets do things we don't normally associate with the Muppets or anything with the Henson name on it. Although I'm sure Jim Henson would have made an R-rated puppet movie at some point. Melissa McCarthy manages to be a worthy participant, and she has a lot of funny interactions with the various puppets. The puppetry work is extremely well done, although there's a bit of computer assistance when we see them walking on screen. There are a lot of great gags related to how these are puppets, and Henson plays around with how they function compared to humans. There are also a decent amount of sight gags that really develop the world and its characters. There's a running joke involving McCarthy's character and maple syrup that is a decent little detail. Henson also uses our knowledge of puppets to his advantage, and the Happytime Murders really feels like something he's been wanting to express for a while, that puppets can do more than just sing happy songs and be empathetic. They should be allowed to be crude and sexual when the occasion calls for it, and there are no children around. Please don't show children this movie. It absolutely earns its R rating. Does every joke hit? No, but I still laughed a good amount of times and came away appreciating the work put into the various puppets, and it's neat seeing Henson branch out beyond the family-friendly arena he's worked in for decades. Next up, have I got the movie for you. This is a Canadian romantic comedy involving a feud among pizzerias, and there's a Romeo and Juliet plot in there. It's quite something. This is Little Italy. This movie is bonkers in both the worst way and in a way that makes you scratch your head and think, what? This movie's idea of comedy is having almost every single character being a broad stereotype. The actors playing the Italian-Canadian families at the center of this feud are directed to do every single Italian stereotype in the book, right down to constantly talking with their hands, through the entire movie. The movie has quite possibly the worst Godfather joke I've ever heard, written and delivered in the most forced way imaginable. This is the kind of humor we're dealing with here. It's not just limited to the Italians either. We have Indian stereotypes, the gay stereotype, and the British stereotype. The only actor who manages to survive unscathed is Emma Roberts, who plays the only character that feels somewhat like a genuine person. Of course, even she is not safe, as she shares zero chemistry with Hayden Christensen, and Little Italy attempts to contrive star-crossed lovers scenario with almost every romantic comedy trick in the book. Little Italy also has some of the most obnoxious product placement I've seen. There are scenes that exist just so characters can mention how amazing Starbucks coffee is. Air Canada also must have contributed a decent amount to the budget, because there's a scene that exists in an airport for no other reason than to plug the airline, and featuring extras that don't act like how any normal person would in that situation. There is not a single genuine moment in this movie, and I could forgive this being a fluffy little rom-com if it was actually funny. But it's not. I think this should go down as one of those legendarily bad movies because every decision is mind-boggling and bizarre. So while I did not like Little Italy at all, I cannot wait for other people to watch it. Thank you for watching this week's reviews, and I'll see you next time.